Hello and how are you toy sports lovers out there? My name is Robbie Gillette and welcome to conversation number 30 of the Keeping It Real with Robbie podcast, where we chat all things on the mental side of sport, to stories, laughs and banter. Whether you're into the old pigskin or the old leather ball, we've got you. Today I'm joined by Evan Roos, a man who's taken the South African rugby community by storm with his consistent performances for the Stormers and, in my opinion, being the MVP of the Currie Cup. He is said to be a mix between Dwayne Vermeulen and Piers Spies, but is as humble as they come. I love my chat with him and I really hope you guys love it as much as I did. And if you're new here, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed, rated and reviewed the channel on all platforms. I hope you guys enjoy, and as always, let me know what you guys think.
Brilliant. What a privilege to be joined by probably the hottest property in South African rugby at the moment, Evan Roos. And Joe, again, guys, it's my first day out of ISO. So if there's any echo or any sound nasally, I do apologize. We're in Langebaan at the moment. My mates luckily allowed us to come down and just chill a bit and get that ISO out of us, which is quite lekker. Evan, thanks again so much for joining me, bro. I really appreciate it. I know we've just had a little bit of admin to get through, which is never fun. So I apologize, but luckily we all sorted it now. And Joe, I'd say probably one of the guys who people were most excited about for me having on. So I really, really do appreciate you coming on. Thanks so much, bro.
No effort at all. It's honor is mine. Always to chat and just to get to know people. So thank you for having me.
No, Bruce, it's an absolute privilege. But I suppose, where are you in the world? How's the body? And why? I suppose why didn't you get on against the Crickers this weekend? Was it a purely a rest thing, or what was the deal there?
No serious injury or whatever, just a little knock. But it was supposed to be a rest weekend for me, regardless of what happened in the Lions game. So I've had a few 80 minutes behind my back. So The original plan was off the bench, but with a little niggle, they don't want to take any chances. So just had an off weekend, which is quite good for the body.
Yeah, that I suppose that was the next question. Like, how's the body? You've been playing 80 minutes, bro. I'm like, I watch a lot of rugby with this one guy. And we were just chatting about you even before I knew I was going to get you on the podcast. So we were just like, bro, this oak's insane. Like, he's churning out performances and like, not like 50 minutes, like good. It's like full 80 minutes, which is insane. So how's the body, bro?
It's been a long season, but weirdly enough, it's the more I stay like in the same like 80 minutes every week, the more you get used to it. Obviously, it's not very long term and doesn't work at all. But if it feels like if I take a bit of an off week, it's tough to get into it again.
Yes.
But they managed me well, and just to be able to get out 100% performance every week. So I'm very grateful for the man management they have at Province.
Yes, no, totally. I think actually it's a good idea to maybe strip it right back with you, because I think your maybe rugby journey is it's been quite a long one. So I think maybe if you can just give the guys a little bit of who is Evan Roos. If you can summarize it. If you can't, it's brilliant as well. And also, where your rugby journey began.
Yes, bro. Rugby, I've been playing rugby since I can remember, since I was like 7 years old. My primary school didn't have rugby till like you was grade 2 or 3 or something. So I went to went to other school just to play when I was too young to play. So since I can remember, I love rugby. And we lived in Pretoria when I was younger. So I represented the Bulls like under 12, under 13 there. And then just about when grade 9, end of grade 9, my dad got a job here in Cape Town, and then we moved, and that's how I ended up at Boys Eye. And my under 16, and my first year, 2017, my first year playing first team. Unfortunately, due to injury and stuff, I couldn't represent Province at age group level. But luckily, in my trick year, I could. No injuries and stuff, and played a bit of SA schools and whatever. So that was fun. And then I decided to go down to Durban for after school for the first 2 years of my life. After school in my rugby career, and that was quite a journey. Learned a lot of new things from rugby and the way they do things there, and I really made good friends there, met a lot of good people in the union at the Sharks that had a massive impact on my rugby career. And it's just wasn't getting any game time. So when the opportunity showed itself back home, I couldn't say no, and I had to grab it with both hands. So and it was a loan. Initially, it was a loan with the option to buy, so it wasn't anything sure for long term. So when I had the chance, I just had to play well, and luckily I'm here now for a while, signed a contract and everything. So I'm very happy.
Oh, beautiful. When did you sign the contract, and for how long, if you don't mind me asking?
So the original plan was Sharks loaned me, would have been till end of September, but if Province offered a contract in the first month, then I could stay. So luckily in the first month being here, Province fortunately enough offered me a contract, and I'm signed here till middle 2023. So it's quite a while still.
So you dialed in the Cape, which I love it.
Yeah, I know. There's no other place to be in Cape Town. Eh? Yes,
no. Are you? So you stay in Paarl? Is that like home for you?
So this is where my parents stay. I'm actually moving into my own place, just outside of Stellenbosch, end of this year.
That's trouble. Yeah. That's trouble.
Well, it's luckily far enough out of the town.
Okay. Okay. Good.
It's like halfway between home and halfway between where I practice and where we have our practices and stuff. So just the proper in between.
No, that's awesome. I think I would love to just find out, what was your first rugby memory? And also, just to get more of an understanding about you, is like, who do you look to for advice when it comes to rugby and life, I suppose, I can't even understand the pressures you actually under at the moment, in terms of being a professional sportsman, because we actually the same age. Like I remember I played third team at Rondebosch or whatever, so it was like there's 3 people and their dog came, and so no one really cared. But everyone knew Evan Roos. So you've been under maybe a little bit of pressure for quite a while, So who's always been the guy or the person you've turned to for advice in rugby and in life?
My first rugby memory, firstly, I remember my dad, as I said in the beginning, taking me to practice when I was too young to play.
Yes, man.
And practicing with boys like 2-3 years older than me, and it was like a massive shock to the system, because it was like this. It was tackle rugby and big boys hitting and stuff, and that kind of that's where the love started. I don't know, just the whole physical aspect of rugby. So I enjoy it so much, and playing in it, being able to succeed at something or work together as a team towards something, kind of gives me thrills of playing rugby. And I'm very close to my parents, and if any advice on field or field, I just ask my dad. Me and him are very close, and he's got a lot of wisdom and stuff. So if I don't understand anything or struggle with something, he's always very accountable and someone I can turn to every time.
Bro, how crazy is it? I only realized this this year. It's like your parents give you advice, and when you're young, you're come on, you don't know, what do you know? And then eventually you realize they've got years on me, bro. They got they've got some stories, and they've learned a lot of shit. So it's quite interesting that it's your dad, and that's so cool because it's someone who's been with you for so long. It's like he's raised you, and what's cool about it being a dad is that it's someone so he just wants the best for you. It's no one trying to get something from you. He just wants you to do well, which is awesome.
It's so cool because they didn't put any pressure on me as well. At a stage I was thinking when things weren't working out at the Sharks, and I don't know if I was able to be playing here at home back at Province. I actually thought of maybe maybe taking a break from rugby or just getting into studying, whatever, and they're super cool with it. They don't mind. I can do whatever I do, they support me, and that's quite cool. So there's no pressure or whatever at home. They don't make a big spectacle of all the rugby and whatever. They're just quite so chilled and easy about it, and that, I suppose, that helps a lot, not feeling the pressure.
Yeah.
In that sense. Yeah.
Totally. And I mean, like, obviously your parents have your best interest at heart. And I mean, maybe I question that a little bit because they sent you to boys high and not Rondebosch boys. But like, we'll look past that. But I think, like, what is your fondest memories at boys high? The guys, I'm quite close with one of the guys, and I know Paul De Vet, your teammate, quite well. And they've, they've told me so many flipping funny stories about boys high. It's like fuck, like you almost, there's a part of you that wishes you went to boys high or somewhere in the Winelands. So yeah, what was your fondest memories at boys high?
Yes, there's so much stories to tell. Where can I start? I don't want to give away too much as well. There's some things I can't tell.
You want to throw your mates under the bus, eh?
No, that's the thing. Like the things, like when I know it's very cliche, but like your Interschools week is something special. Everything you get up to there and the whole experience, especially if you're playing, it's massive. But the things we did in class, and because we had economics as a subject, but we didn't have an economics teacher, so we had to go to girls' art, and that was always exciting. Going to
best day ever.
Best ever, and it's always first period or the period before break. I can't remember, so we would always leave a period too early, chill, because girls' art had this coffee shop, chill at the coffee shop, go for economics, and then bunk the next period at the coffee shop at girls' art, and only rock up at school, third or fourth period. So
looks like in the bathroom doing their hair, like fixing themselves.
Never happened until we started going to economics. So that was quite cool. And but the whole being prefect was quite cool. All those things that come with it, and just the small things in class. It's difficult to explain, but like all the different types of characters and flavors in the school, and how everyone is still mates, regardless of background and stuff. It's just it's a sense of cohesion, and it's such a good, cool thing to be a part of, and especially in this town, it's got a rich tradition and history that it's an honor to be a part of.
Yeah, no, totally. And whenever we hated coming across to boys high, and we hated having you guys. Not that there was anything wrong with you guys, but shit, it was tough. But even like rugby aside, even in cricket, I remember coming to, I think it's Brookstraat, eh? Yeah.
That's the place, yeah.
We played, I think the seconds played there in grade 11, and we went over. And like, but there was genuinely something about that team that was just like, it was almost like, even if we were a better team, they just didn't want to get beaten. But I'll never forget, it was one of the hardest games I've ever played at cricket. Like, even like I think we won in the end, but it was just like there was that like genuine like dogfight where Oaks are like, we're not losing to these flipping little soties. And I was like, shit, this is a tough game. And I think, I mean, that obviously transferred into rugby when you guys pumped us. But one thing I wanted to pick up on was Interschool, because it's something so like we have Bishops as a rival, and it's big, but it's not Interschool. None of these Interschools. What was the week like leading up to it, and is it as big as everyone says? As someone who's experienced it and played in it.
It's bigger. It's bigger, definitely.
Damn.
So like Marmatrick, we played Sax. We played Sax the Saturday, the week before Interschools, and then we go on like this camp. Nobody knows where you go, so we're on this like 2-day strat camp. You only obviously find out where you're going as soon as you get there, and it's planning for the week and what we have to do to beat gym. And then the Monday you rock up at school like halfway through the day because you're still busy with your strat camp, and obviously you have training in the afternoon. Tuesday and like on Monday they start with, is it the chess or the golf or something? Oh yeah, like they have this little weird like I don't know superstition that if we win the golf on the Monday we win Interschools, and like and they said we won the golf. It's just kind of then the wheels hit the ground, and then the week
pressure's on.
And you try to get to all the small things, like you try to watch the chess and the table tennis and the whatever. It's like, it's all these small things that everyone takes part in, and there's no school whatsoever. Like, I don't want to throw boys on the bus, but there's no time for school. It's just practice and planning and all these traditions that go with interschools that has to take place. And it's weird. Like, you walk around. So the southern half of Paul we have these banners. So it's in blue, light blue, dark blue, and white, and jade and navy and white for Girls Eye. Like, all these banners around trees and poles and like the garages and shops, everything southern Paul. And then the whole northern side of Paul is just Paul Gym, like all these banners. You don't see a Boys Eye, Girls Eye banner there, same on our side. And like the stores have, as soon as they announce the teams, the stores put up like bakeries have your faces on a cupcake or on cakes, and like it's crazy, like all the hype that goes around it. And there's old boys games like the Wednesday, the Thursday, so you go and watch like the 5-year reunion, so like quite young oaks, and then you get the old boys, which are like 40, 50, and then you get the golden oldies that are like 60, 70, and these old buddies still playing. And those oaks really smoke each other. It's there's no like nice style of it. They just really go out and smoke each other.
I love it.
Yes, and because I think all the frustrations and stuff they get out, and the whole and Paul is so full. There's no parking. There's nothing. Like, guest houses are booked out the year before, so the oak books it as soon as he walks out the Sunday or the Monday. Like, it's crazy. And we have brags at night, so like the whole school gets together, and then it's no teachers and stuff. It's just your cheerleaders, and then the teams, like they announce, like they've got the rugby and the hockey brag, and then the rugby brag's the biggest. Like, you start at under 14A, then under 15A, 16A, second team, and then at last first team, and just the music and the hype that goes around it. And then you got the official brag at the school the Friday before interschools. And that's where your parents are at, and all those things. And that's quite special, quite emotional as well. And then that afternoon, it's under 14As and all the other like teams, not the seconds, the third team, fourth team. Obviously, the game day, it's insane. It's just 20,000 people for a schoolboy game. It's ridiculous.
But I mean, like, if you haven't played in that grade 11 year, that must surely be completely foreign to you, because like the first team games, they get good crowds, but not like 20,000 people. Like, surely how did you feel on the day? Like, I don't know, maybe like your dad's driving you to the ground or whatever, and you just see like there's no parking. It's like, it's just, surely there's an electric feel to it. I mean, like, maybe you can describe just driving to it and experience.
Yeah. So we have like a breakfast in the hostel, like the special breakfast the morning. So my grade 11 year, due to injury, I couldn't play as well. It was quite sad. And my grade 10 year, I didn't play as well. So I only played one interschools game my whole high school career, and that was a matric. So yeah, it's crazy. But like in my matric year, just standing in the tunnel before the game, and then and obviously you next to Paul John, like the Oaks are 30 centimeters away from you. You both stand in the tunnel. And and walking out and just facing your school and seeing taking it all in. I just decided I'm not going to lose that day. There's no way I'm losing against these Oaks. And the whole team had that mindset. And it was an insane game. Like,
I'm pretty sure you guys had one of the most iconic games, or like one of the tightest, if I'm correct.
Trent set up that try. Our fullback, he like stepped 2 Oaks, like it was ridiculous. It was like YouTube stuff.
Yes.
And I was just lucky to be next to him. But me and Trent, he lived, like, he slept over so much, over at my house so much that year. Me and him got really close because he lives in Durbanville, and he wasn't in the hostel. So he used to lunch at my house like 2 to 3 days in the week. So I think all that bonding and stuff at home kind of carried over into that game. Yeah.
I think I actually met him we're like at one of those like Durbanville jewels at the cricket club or whatever in like grade 10.
Oh yeah, Durbanville Rugby Club, those things.
Yes, yeah. It's like fail, bro. Like, but
no, don't go there.
No, not now. Cheers. But back then it was a good time. But I think let's get into Province and the Stormers. And you mentioned that things got pretty tough with the Sharks and you weren't playing. What's it like going from the Sharks? You didn't really get any game time, if I'm correct, or not that we saw. Maybe there was some other stuff, but we didn't really see you on our TVs. To come into Province now, where it's if you wanted to, I'm sure if you told Dobbo, listen, yeah, for the next 5 weeks, I want to play 80 minutes in every game, he'll be like, cool, that's cool. What's it like coming to Province and just playing so much compared to not playing at all at the Sharks?
So my first year at the Sharks was quite busy. We had like a full under 21 comp, and that was like a comp. We unfortunately fell out in the semis. So, but that was a lot of rugby, and then like Super Rugby preseason started, so we were quite busy that year. Obviously, with COVID and stuff, things quieted down in my last year at the Sharks, and I didn't get enough game time, and I was scared I was going to fall behind or kind of out of sight, out of mind kind of story. Yeah. So that's why I grabbed the opportunity here, and it's been such a blessing just to be able to play rugby, especially not playing for about a year. So I'm just very humbled and blessed to be able to play and be part of such a great union and Province. Such the staff and the boys and everyone that's there is such good people, and I'm so happy to be a part of it.
And do you, it's maybe a silly question, but do you love playing rugby? Is that your favorite thing?
Yeah, there's obviously certain Oaks play rugby for different reasons. Some do it for fame or whatever your motive is for rugby, money, or if you want to. The thing is, obviously, you want to financially be set for life after rugby. So
totally, bro. We all want to be very.
So that's just kind of if hopefully the rugby does that for me. But just the love of the sport. I just really love playing rugby, and especially with my friends. It's more special when you're close with your teammates and you get things right on the park. That makes it so much more special and gives me such a rush.
Yes, no, totally. I think something that's stood out for everyone, I think, and I follow quite a lot of guys on Twitter that just chat about rugby or whatever, and I think who was your last game you played? Was it the Pumas?
It was the Lions.
The Lions, yes.
Yeah.
All I saw on Twitter was Evan Roos, bro. If you want 5 minutes tonight, just go search your name on Twitter, bro. It's Evan Roos. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was crazy. But I think that comes from just you playing consistently. I've found also when I'm consistent with doing podcasts, shit falls into place,
Yeah.
For you, what's the key? I don't know, a lot of young rugby players will be looking at you going how does this Oak churn out man of the match performances almost week in, week out?
It's funny. I don't know. It's just, the rush of playing, and I just enjoy rugby so much, and for not being able to play for a while and almost leaving, thinking of stopping and just going full-time studying, it created more of a hunger inside of me to play and give it my all on the pitch. And especially playing for Province. I don't know, it's not a lot of Oaks can say they've played for Province, and Province is a world-renowned rugby brand, and just the fact that I'm playing in those blue and white hoops is just, you're really part of this elite club. And if that doesn't drive you enough, then I don't know what will. So just that, being proud of your province and union and being able to play for them. It's just such a blessing.
And you mentioned that rush. Can you explain that rush? Is it nerves? Is it I'm gonna go, there's a giant in front of me, do you thrive off that challenge? Is that the rush, or is it something else? I've got family to make proud. For me, that would be massive. I'm gonna go play on TV now and make my family proud. What's that rush for you?
My family and my friends that are close to me, I play for them, and if I can make them happy and stuff, it's job done. And just people boys playing rugby or whoever that's in rugby, or anyone for that fact who just watches TV, whatever, and just trying to kind of give hope, especially in these times. I hope me smiling on the TV helps someone else's bad day, or just lightens up someone's day hasn't gone so well. And just giving Oaks a kind of hope to that. If you want to make it in rugby, you can. And it sounds cliche, but for the people like supporters of Province, like when they like stop and tweet and take a photo, and like I don't mind, because I know I was the same when I was younger. Like if I saw a rugby player, it made my day if he even just said hi to me.
Yeah.
So I know how it feels to be a massive fan, and it's nice to give back.
Yeah, that also leads me on to one of my questions a bit later, but I think I'll ask it now. Is like, at the moment, how do you feel? Like, do you feel like Evan Roos, the Stormers' eighth man, like maybe me and you would have viewed a Skalk Burger, or for you is it like all a bit much? Like, is it hard to process? Like people look up to you like a Skalk Burger, like you the Stormers' eighth man. Do you feel that, or for you is it a bit like it hasn't sunk in yet, and one day maybe it will when you're a little bit older?
Yeah, I don't tend not to think about myself in that sense, because like Skalk's a legend. I don't think I'll ever get close to him. He's such a great player, and but I don't know. Like I think my parents did a good job of with me when I was younger, not to let those things kind of get to your head. And my friends and everyone just treats you the same as they've always have. And that helps. And there's my close group of people, they make a big fuss about things, and I think that kind of that's the reason why I don't see myself as this as Evan Roos, the eighth man. I'm just Evan, just trying to do my thing.
Yeah. No, totally. Because I feel like as we get older, like I don't know, I just feel like the older we get, the more that kind of thing is like, it gets maybe put to the back. Like you're like, cool, I'm actually like, I'm doing a job here, like, whereas when you're a youngster, it's like, I want to be Skalk Burger, and I want to have these like this long dread, like these locks, and just like crash into people, like, and then as you get like, actually, I'm doing a job here. Like, I think also, like something that I've noticed is that you were at Uffies, which again, fantastic, like sporting school and academic school. Boys Eye, Sharks, Province, like, do you think that the fact that you've been in these high performance environments has helped you adapt and like almost, it seems, seamlessly fit into this Province setup and just absolutely go bonkers with performances? Do you think that has made a difference in your ability to adapt in this new setup?
Yeah, since I can remember, like obviously Uffies and Boys Eye, especially Boys Eye, and Sharks obviously being a professional union, always been in this kind of professional setup, especially at Boys Eye. My 2 years in the first team working with Sean Erasmus, awesome person. So much, got the world's respect for him, and he created this professional environment that kind of after school I seamlessly just got into the next one. And all credit to him and the rest of the management staff that worked with him, coaches and strength and conditioning, the physios. They kind of created this professional environment, always like heavily focusing on recovery and gym and being on time and all those things, which made life after school in a professional setup so much easier.
Yeah, totally. I think, because you've had all these like very good performances, I kind of wanted to ask, is there one performance that stands out for you as an individual, and I suppose as the team, for Province this year? And if so, why?
I must say, obviously, the scoreline against the British Irish Lions doesn't look great at the end.
Not at all.
But those first 35 minutes,
yes,
we kept them to like like very, very like little points. And our defense was, like we tackled for dead. I don't know. That kind of, not, it gave me the sense of the Oaks, if we band together and decide on something, and we can do it. And it's, that kind of, especially against a world-class team like the British and Irish Lions, for us being able to keep them so low for almost the first half, it was quite proud. I was really proud. I mean, it was obviously getting your shot against world-class internationals. So that made me very proud. And hopefully, God willing, we can end up in the semis and the finals of the Currie Cup, and maybe win this thing. That would be an awesome memory. So hopefully one day when we chat again, I can tell you about that.
Well, I can't wait. But also before that, can you actually explain to me, because I've actually been very slack on the Currie Cup, but I'll put my hand up to that and take accountability. What do Province have to do now to get into, as of the 23rd of August? What do Province have to do to get into the semis?
We need to win this weekend, obviously. It's going to be tough. We're playing against the Sharks. So, and they're class outfits. So, it's going to be a tough one. And hopefully, winning with a bonus point would make life easier for us. But the Sharks, as I said, are a great team. So it's going to be difficult.
Okay.
And the rest is out of our control. So if we can win there, our chances, it's going to be a away semi then. Semi-final, but if we win, we just need to win this weekend, and then the rest is out of our hands.
Okay, cool. So there's still a chance.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that. We've obviously chatted a little bit about Province and being home. It's very lekker. What's the culture like? Like I know Tom has worked quite hard on like trying to create an awesome culture there, and he's a wizard at what he does. So I suppose, what's the culture like at Province and the Stormers, and maybe how does it compare to the Sharks? Because the Sharks seems like the place to be at the moment. Like all of a sudden, everyone's going to the Sharks now.
Yeah, it's a very happy environment. You can be critical on things and stuff, but it's a happy bunch of Oaks at a union, and that's so lucky to be a part of. And there's a lot of people that are from home that it's easy to get along with and stuff. The Sharks, because my first year I was in the under 21, the junior setup, so that was also like a setup to be part of. Great coaches there, Mike Vowles that I worked with and stuff. Really, really good people. And then I was obviously being 19 in the Super Rugby squad. It was quite tough because you get Oaks who are like kind of on marriage, and some have children. And some are, so it's a difficult kind of thing to get used to, especially at that young age. Obviously, being a bit older now, obviously you've learned to mix and stuff with Oaks being married or whatever and being older. But obviously, because it's also a professional union. There's sort of a lot of lekker mates that I have there in at the Sharks and stuff who were at the Sharks. Me and Johnny Hubert Meyer lived together. He's in France now, but he was like older brother for me. And then me and Dylan Richardson and Murray Costa lived together for a while as well. And they're such good people, such good mates. And me and Puta are good mates from school, and Takir Abrams. And this Oak who's starting to play now, Chandra Labuskachny, nicknamed Lapis. Me and him are also very, very good friends. I met him there.
I saw
I
saw he was playing Lapis Labuskachny. I was like, bro, what? Like, doesn't he play for Japan? I was like, what?
It's the same name and everything. He's such a lekker Oak and such a good Oak, and he's a great rugby player, and I'm happy he's getting his chance now. And so a lot of good mates and stuff that I met there. But ultimately just so happy to be back home and being part of the Stormers and Province. It's always been a dream.
And why did you decide to go to the Sharks? What was like the deciding factor of that?
I think it was also time to get out of home for a bit, kind of get out of my comfort zone. And it was a good opportunity. And the line of players in front of me wasn't too much. If you talk about line, is the amount of players in your position before you can be in the setup. And the whole dynamic over the 2 years changed a bit, and the scenario and scene changed a bit, and some of the factors that led to me coming back home. So, but the first 2 years was needed away from home. Awesome experience, and living on your own and all those things. It's quite quick after school, but I'm happy I experienced it and kind of built up that experience now. So always, and it's lucky to be home now after 2 years away, I must say.
No, it must be very lucky. I wanted to ask you, was it frustrating for you to be at the Sharks? I mean, like, and also, did you know, like, you sit in the first year you played a lot, but didn't really play any senior professional rugby, if I'm correct. Were you sitting there knowing, like, I've got, like, performances in me, was that frustrating? Like, did you know also, like, I've got these performances to churn out, like, I know I can do this?
That's a difficult question. Obviously, any rugby player who's in a setup like has those thoughts, like, just give me a shot.
Yeah.
And, I just want to play and whatever. But when I was at school, Shawnee Rasmus actually taught me a lesson, and he says that God has certain things in store for you, and when He doesn't give you something, He doesn't give it to you out of not wanting to be nice, whatever, because He knows you're not ready for it, and one day you will be.
Sure.
And looking back on things now, I'm happy. Like, I would have played, and I would have given my everything. Any team I play for, I will do that. But looking back now, I'm happy he kept those things away from me, so that I can enjoy it more later. And knowing when I was ready, being able to play. And those what Shawnee Rasmus taught me kind of echoed a lot in this past few months in my head. So I'm happy he taught me that.
That's such a cool way to look at it, bro. I love that. I always say that, like, it's God's plan, but I'm also going to give it a hell of a go. But I also 100%. Think, like, you give it, sometimes you give it too much of a go, and you like, and then that, bro, that, like, when you say that now, it clicked with me. I was like, damn, like, I wasn't ready. Like, when something doesn't happen, when a door closes, it's like, I wasn't ready for it. And that's such a cool perspective to have. I really dig that. So I'm actually thanking you. Thanks for that perspective. That's really cool.
Anytime.
And like, one thing I wanted to pick up on with you was the Lions. Like, we mentioned it earlier, that first 35 minutes, bro, was intense. I was watching it at home. I was like, Province could do this. Province could do this. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. But what was the experience like playing against the Lions? And after the game, I suppose, what did you think of the Boks chances after you had played them?
It was kind of surreal. Like, you see these likes on TV overseas and stuff, and then playing against them is like this. It's totally different, but it's it all happens so fast. It's the weirdest thing. Kind of struggled to take the moment in, and I just remember one scrum I saw Elwyn Jones like warming up next to the field, and then he's jogging on, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm playing against Elwyn Jones. If you told me this a year ago, I would have said, you're crazy, you're smoking something. But they're such a class outfit. When people ask me afterwards, I mean, Europe's top 4 nations, best players, like, even the Oaks on the bench and even the Oaks in the non-star team are starters for their country. So it's absolutely, they're such a class outfit. But I had faith in the Boks. Like, obviously, everyone said they had little prep time, whatever. But it just shows you how good the Boks are with that little prep time. And I mean, just playing such good rugby. I was like, I knew the Oaks were going to take it, and I'm happy they did. It was such a one in that last game with Mornay and whatever. It was such a awesome feeling. Like, yes, the Oaks.
Fairy tale.
Really, it is proud. Yeah, fairy tale stuff.
And for you personally, like, it was your first game, maybe playing an international setup. What was the step up like for you?
It's the most tired I've ever been, ever.
Really?
I'm not even gonna lie. Yes, like, after the clock counts up. So it counts from 0 to 40, not 40 down, which some stadium clocks do. And we were on the 10-minute mark, and I remember our hooker JJ looks at me. He's like, "Oh, listen, 10 minutes left. Let's go." I'm like, "No, bro, it's 10 minutes gone. We have 30 left." And he's like, "No way." So that just kind of describes how intense and quick the game was.
Fuck, that's funny, bro. What was something that stood out for you from the Lions?
Just the whole experience. Like, obviously, because of you play your Stormers, like your Rainbow Cup or your URC games, or whatever you call it, and you play your Currie Cup games. But the amount of efforts and admin, like, it's weird for me. Like, in the stadium and the people around. Obviously, there's no fans in the stadium. I can only imagine it's even more. But like all the things on the side that goes on while you like warm up, and it's weird. Like, usually I'm not used to that, but it's they make such a big thing of it. Like it's all focused on the game, and that was quite new for me because usually like you warm up and there's like a few cameras and whatever. There it's like the TV cameras, then it's Super Sports cameras, then it's Sky TV or Sky Sports cameras, then it's the camera team of the Lions. They do their documentary. It's their cameras. It's like photographers all over. It's a lot of like attention and eyes on you all the time.
Damn, bro, that must feel like a movie. What did you manage to actually swap jerseys with guys and have beers afterwards? And what was that experience like? And if you did get to swap jerseys, who did you swap with?
I actually got to swap with their eighth man, so Jack Onan. So I've got the jersey in my cupboard. I'm going to frame it definitely.
Yes, bro.
And couldn't have beers afterwards because of COVID and all that nonsense. So they had to shoot back to their hotel, and we had to go back to ours. So it's quite sad. Couldn't have beers and stuff afterwards.
Oh, bro,
and the chats were also minimal. Like they're very strict on their protocols and whatever. So they just had to immediately leave. Quickly swap of a jersey, quick chat, and then on the bus. So that was quite sad.
Damn, bro. I reckon they would have been a lot of fun. Like, no COVID. They would have been good fun to have beers with. Like,
just to get to know the Oaks and stuff. Hopefully, when I'm 33, next on the Lions tour, hopefully I'm still playing and whatever. And hopefully then I can have some beers with the Oaks afterwards. That'll be fun.
Oh, I'm sure you will be. One question about the future before we get into the Q&A. I know you're quite a humble guy, so you're probably gonna maybe bat this one off. But like, have you had any communication from the box? I know there's a lot of chat about you at the moment, getting a go maybe at the end of your tour. Have you had any communication from Bok Rugby about that?
No, not at all.
Really? Yeah.
I don't know how the setup works. So I'm totally unfamiliar. I don't know if they do chats or I don't know at all. So your guess is as good as mine. I'm just focusing on the Sharks this weekend. Just that we have to win. So I've learned that those things take care of itself, and can't make yourself crazy about things you have no control of. So I just want the next job, and thing that's at hand is the Sharks on Saturday. So we have to win there.
Is it something that crosses your mind where you're like, I'm tuning our performances here, maybe I'm a phone call away? Or are you genuinely like, Sharks this weekend, that's it. If I get a call, I get a call?
That's the thing, if I do get a call, I get a call. I can only control what I can control, and that's how I play. But I don't play to get recognized or seen by the Springboks, whatever. I play for the team, and so that the team can win. And I play for my teammates because, that's your first job at hand, and your first box you have to check is your team. And so those, like, if I do play well, whatever, people will make a bit of a shout of it in the media and whatever, and then the next day the sun rises again, and then there's a new story. So I try not to look in those things too much, but I just try to play so that our team, us as province, can win.
Yeah, you've definitely got your head on straight. If that was me, I'd be like, oh no, definitely having a go at the box, like the big one. No, but you got your head on straight. I think, Shane, I am conscious of your time. It's been quite a while. Let's move on to the Q&A. So the first one: how long do you plan on staying or playing in South Africa for?
I'm very happy at home. I love Cape Town. It's so beautiful, and the whole South Africa is such a beautiful place. So yeah, if I can stay here for a little while, still, I would be happy. Yeah, like even until I'm 25 or so, I wouldn't mind staying here till then. I'm really, really happy here in Cape Town.
Awesome. What's your max bench?
Max bench, 170.
I love how you're like 170. you knew straight away.
Think about it.
I think I've done 70 kilos once, bro. Like once, max bench. But
that's also good, eh?
Yeah,
no calm in that, bro. No shame in that.
How far did you throw the shot put in matric?
Wow. Actually, yeah, I think I threw a 17 meter at one competition, yeah. But I stepped on the block, so didn't count. But I still asked him to measure it. So yeah, that's my first admin.
Then they're nitpicking there, bro.
Yeah.
What does your training look like, and how many times a week are you training?
If you play like on a Saturday, you train 3 days in a week: a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Have your Thursday off, your Friday captains, and then play Saturday. So yeah, you always have you have your gym session, and you always have a forward session, and then a team session. So it's 3 sessions a day. So it's quite a lot. And then I try to gym on my off days as well, just to stay on top of things.
3 sessions a day, bro. That's a lot.
Stuff on the body.
Yeah. What motivates you to keep pushing?
Just the rush and thrill behind playing rugby. And I feel like I'm made for this, like the sports and stuff. Like I really do enjoy it. Like I don't see myself very quickly now, like obviously after rugby and stuff, but I don't see myself sitting in the office whole day or doing a 9 to 5. Like there must be more to life than that. And this career is that. It's so much travel and different things every week. So that kind of motivates me to give it every day.
And would you be interested in coaching afterwards?
Definitely, yeah. It's tough to say now, but I love to be part of the setup and the team setup. Yeah. Obviously, being a coach is a different ballgame and all the pressure and everything that goes with it. But if the opportunity does present itself after rugby, I wouldn't mind giving it a go.
No, awesome. Yeah, I see. You seem to have quite a calm, like, head on your shoulders, which I think would be quite cool with all the pressures of coaching. And I think, it's quite a cool. And you also been in the setup already, so you know the kind of the pressures, which would be quite cool to see you lead a team. But bro, thanks so much. Like I've genuinely sat here and just like waited with bated breath for what's next to come out of your mouth. I really appreciate you coming on and taking your time. I know you're probably quite a busy guy at the moment. So again, Ivan, thanks so much for joining me, bro. I really, really appreciate it.
No, Robbie, bro, thanks for having me. It's such an honor, bro. It's always lucky to chat. And bro, I'm not so busy. Don't stress. No, I'm joking. Once again, thank you for having me. It's always lucky to chat and tell the people the things they don't know about rugby and whatever. It's always a thrill.
No, bro. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.